Hey everyone, again Dr. Chesrop is here. Welcome to my clinic one more time. Today we're going to talk about an interesting line which is called Four Knights Attack. Something unique that Black will try to do. This is a very unique setup where Black will try to trick us, just be like flexible with their setup in order to get a good counterplay in the center. Again, our usual Sicilian, after e6, d4 takes knight d4, we will open up the game. Then Black was going to do knight c6. We know that almost never we shouldn't capture on c6 because then captures and then d5, but you will see the exclusion very, very soon. There is a little present for you. So we do the move like knight c3 in this position in order to try to do the Yugoslav attack, maybe the long castle. If it goes like d6, we're very happy. We will do the move bishop e3, queen d2, long castle, and do the Yugoslav attack. But you know from the previous video where we talked about the counter variation, which is after pawn a6, that this bishop is opened, it can cause a migraine headache for our king on the queen side, for overall queen side as well. So if we want to avoid migraine, cluster headaches, or tension headaches, like any of that, we need to be ready. So after knight c3, Black is going to play the move knight f6. What to not do as white? So bishop e3. This move is played so much. Again, the main idea is queen d2, f3, long castle, and then we will try the Yugoslav attack. Problem is that this pawn is not on d6 yet. If Black will play d6, everything would be perfect. We would go for the Keres attack with immediate g4. We'll try to push the pawns, or Yugoslav attack with f3, and then queen d2, then long castle. It would be perfect. But yeah, this bishop is still open. One more time, bishop d4. I hate this bishop, honestly. One of the reasons that I didn't play the Sicilian much as white, I'm a d4 player on the first move, is that the bishop goes to b4 in the pulsing, in the conversation, in the four-knight system, and you need to know all the lines. Back then I didn't. That's why I was always scared of this. Now I know. I'm going to try him like more and more. So after bishop b4, he wants to take the knight or immediately capture the pawn because the knight is pinned. We need to play something to defend the pawn. Let's say we do usual f3 or bishop d3. Again, same story. After this, d5. Black will hit really, really hard in the center. If we capture the knight in order to push e5, because immediate e5 was bad, his knight could capture it, then knight d7 attacking the pawn. Later, this pawns will move to c5 and d4 squares. Our position is way, way worse. If we do e takes d5, knight e5, again, it's so annoying. It's very easy to lose the game in two moves. The knight wants to capture on e3. The knight wants to take on c3 after the capture bishop c3 with the check and attacking the rook. So it's going to be very scary double attack. So our position's blood pressure is really, really high. And, wrong decision. It's a stroke. Knight captures d4. We lost a piece. Takes, check, here, queen b5. Game is over. We need to resign. So, in order to avoid this, we can play a precautious prophylactic move a3. But this will lead to some passive positions, some passivity in the game. And after d6, bishop e3, bishop e7, we can try to do Yugoslav attack, but the pawn on a3 can become like a hook in some positions for Black later when they will push b5 and b4. If we will do the game with short castle now, it's not going to be that effective. Remember, in the previous video, in the counter variation, we did bishop to d3, then pawn to c4 in order to do short castle, f4, b4, to take all the stuff. But the knight is already on c3. We can't do it. So a3 is not that good. Bishop e3 is not good. Then what to do? Immediate g4? No, it's not going to work now. We will lose the pawn because he will take the knight, and then we will take here. So it's not going to work. Let's say here, takes, knight g4. So maybe someone wants to play it. I don't. This is the position where we will bend the rules. So we will try to do Rock Lee stuff versus the Gara in the Naruto series. Whoever watched that knows that we need to take out the weights and open the gates and bend all the rules to show our ninja way. So here we will play the move knight capture c6. We will try to unleash all the chakra that we have in the position. You will see how. And after knight captures c6, You know that this is bad in 99% of the scenarios, but after b takes c6, you play the move e5. This is the key, attacking the knight, and then after knight d5, the move knight e4, releasing, opening the fifth gate for the chakra, and we will have immense power, impeccable power. So something overwhelmingly strong here. Again, do not capture because you will give him a center. Next, black will play, pawn d6 and get rid of our pawn. Black's position is totally fine. Bishop a6 is another very cool trick from black's side. It's not a blunder. They will get the bishop back really fast. And of course, we don't do the move regular bishop d3 because d5 is there. Instantly, black will take the center. So e5 to unleash everything. We will open all the gates. Maybe we will try to be like my guy and open the 8th gate against Madara. So knight d5, knight d4. You'll see what I'm going for. If black plays the regular way, then white can get almost winning strategical position. Let's say bishop e7. They don't know the theory. They just do normal move. c4, kick the knight away. If knight goes to b4, just kick it one more time. Play b4, play like Anatoly Karpov, restrict everything, cut all the squares from the knight, and then your knight will get to d6. And this knight will never come out, especially after this. d5, b5, the knight will jump back and no squares to go. So if it goes knight b6, knight d6 check, you can take with the pawn, but queen takes d6 is also good, not allowing short castle. Queen e7, king e7, and a very nice white move, b3. The main idea is to get the bishop to a3 to not allow any d6, and black will have a very bad knight. Even worse bishop, which is like a tall pawn. No chances for c5 because they will lose a pawn. So here, check. Let's say bishop c5 and then long castle. Do whatever you want. The evaluation by the Stockfish is around like +2 here. White's position is so good, strategically winning. Man, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. So if he does anything else, the same plan, like with bishop b7, c4. The same thing, knight b4, we can do a3, we can do pawn c5 to stop this bishop, then knight d6, pawn a3, so this is bad. Okay, here is a move that can trick us a bit and then, can be like a joker, confuse everything on the position, create a chaos, to not allow to move our agenda forward. So queen c7 is the move, attacking the pawn. c4 is bad, queen e5. We're going to lose our knight after capturing his. This is not good. That's why our only move is c4. Sorry, f4. And then we want to do the same thing, c4, knight d6. That's why black plays queen b6. And this is where the position will be like really, really insane. So yeah, we will release all the power from both sides. Pawn to c4. And black mustn't play passive because they will get the same story with knight d6 check. So they do bishop b4 check. The problem is that we can't do bishop d2. If, this position will happen under normal circumstances, this is fantastic for white. Your knight will stay there forever on d6. You have a phenomenal outpost. So whenever you have the knight like this on d6, just think that you're a giga chat in that game. So that's good. But here, unfortunately, we can't play the move bishop d2 because black has immensely strong queen e3 check. There is a pin, and after queen e2 takes, our only move is to take with the knight, and then captures, knight f4. We will lose the f4 pawn. It's possible that at some point we will lose the pawn on e5 as well. At least black can try to get it. If the pawn on e5 is gone, we will not control anything. Black will push the pawn to d5 eventually. So that's why we're like, fine, we don't care. We will go to the vacation or just a tour around the world. King goes to e2, the best move. If black's knight goes back, just a3, pawn to b4, bishop e3, you can scare him a lot like this, and then eventually knight to d6, and the king will hide on f2. White's position is strategically winning. If he goes bishop a6, then we do king f3. This is where the fun begins. And then instead of knight e7 or knight c7, which is again much better for white because bishop e3, knight d6 check, the knight is trapped now. Black plays the move f5. You see what's going on. And C takes, F takes, D4 check. That's why we need to be humble, play like knight F2 or capture here, black captures back. The position is extremely imbalanced. It's very hard to understand what's going on. Even if the stockfish says, this is plus 0.8, I'm a professor here, you don't know anything, you're like 7-year-old kid. Don't believe on it too much. We're humans. It's very hard to memorize all the stuff. It's nearly impossible, and we will do mistakes. And it's very hard to understand who will do the mistake first or more. So after, let's say, f5 or bishop here and then f5, we'll just jump back with the knight, like here, bishop a6, same, king to f3, knight e7, bishop e3, bishop c5 takes, queen d6. We're trying to go for a very good endgame. After queen d6 takes, knight c8, c5 takes, because then our knight will jump to e5, and this knight on c8 is very restricted. But black plays the move queen b6. And then later they can try the move c5, bishop to b7, some kind of very, very weird theory. But I want you to have some fun. Sure, if you can get to well-known positions, which is like the Yugoslav attack, and have just one recipe against anything, prescribe one medication for all the diseases in the world, that's the best. It's gonna make our life so easy. But in life, in chess, in medicine, usually that doesn't work. And there are some scenarios where we will do the exclusion of the rules. And here it is. 4 knights attack. What to not do? Playing passive or playing the move bishop e3, trying to do the well-known Yugoslav attack, because bishop b4, f3, and then d5. We need to be very careful about this. That's why we do knight c6, releasing all the chakras, and then here, going for e5, knight goes to d5, and then the key move, knight e4, to get the d6 square. Do everything in order to get the knight there. If you can exchange dark squared bishops, even better. This is the 4 knights variation, and I hope that, again, this video will help you too. You can get that outpost and win cool strategical games. Also, walk around with the king and maybe win that way. So I'll see you in the next chapters. Please subscribe, like, and follow for more. Comment on the videos if you will see that you have any interesting games. Please send me to my email. Later in the future videos, probably I'll cover them. So that's it. See you in the next chapters.